In this video, I'd like to take you through the playthrough of a game called Gloomies. It's a game that's recently been put in display of our local shop in our local city in the neighborhood, and I thought it was a pleasant surprise to make your own garden with different colorful flowers and what's the idea behind the game Gloomies? It's putting the flowers in your garden, so there are different kinds of colors of flowers, and you have to put these flowers in your garden in some kind of pattern that's already been presented in the game. And then in the second phase, every player has to take a chance to take these flowers back and put them onto their own their own card and onto their own bonus cards. So you have to gather some bonus cards in the first round and in the second or in the first phase, and in the second phase you have to be able to put these to fill these cards in order to get these points. In this case it's 8 points for three different kinds of flowers, 2 green flowers and 1 pink flower. So I don't know how many cards people can gather during this game of Gloomies, but mostly I think 3 or 4 or more. You have to take your chance to pick pick point cards, and you can do this by collecting the fly or the butterfly or whatever it's called, a kind of special bonus token. Then there's also the small cards or the flower cards. In this case, the blue card. This is not the type of joker card. This is a single blue card, a single flower with a blue color. But there are different kinds of colors in the game. So the yellow, the pink, the green, the blue, the orange, several cards and several colors. And there are also the joker cards. In this case, a card with a double color, green or pink. So you can choose which flower to take and put onto the game. Later on, it's important that you put your cards onto your own collection, and then you have to collect them in order to take the flowers back. So let's take a look at this colorful pattern. This is a colorful pattern. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns. If you call this a row, then you have to call this a column, and vice versa. Row, column, column, row. There's also the choice to place this pattern a different way, so you can see where you can start. Anyway, you have to start your putting flowers onto the pattern at the first position where the arrow starts. So, and you have to begin putting the flowers into only one column. Maximum of three 3 flowers. That's the maximum. That's all. Then each person starts with 4 or 5 flower cards in hand. So they get 4 or 5 color cards. And they have to choose the right one. So in this case, I start with blue. Then I go to orange. Then I have to have a pink. I don't have the pink, so I can only take 2 flowers from the, and I have to take these flowers from the general collection of flowers. We don't have flowers ourselves, we only have the cards. And with the cards we are collecting the real flowers and put them in the garden. So that's easy. It's very easy. At the end of the turn we have to take 2 single flower cards or 1 joker flower card. What are we going to say about these things? We have to take to put a market of 3 cards of flowers. So we always have 3 face up flower cards from which we choose 1 or 2 cards at the end of the turn. And we also have 3 face up point cards, the score cards for collecting our flowers. We can put this one besides the game. These are the special cards with different kinds of points. 8 is the lowest, 16 is the highest. In any case, you can collect a lot of easy cards or very few difficult cards with higher scores. So maybe we have to have a lot of flowers for the higher cards and less flowers for the lower cards. Anyway, every person gets 4 cards. We are going to collect these cards during the game. What's important during the game is that you not only have to put these flowers onto the garden. There are also bonuses, bonus fishes. You put the bonus fishes per tree. There are 3 different bonuses. You can collect a lot of stardust bonuses. These are very interesting during the game. Stardust bonuses. There are the fly or the butterfly bonuses, in which case you can take a bonus card, but you have to fill this in the second phase. So that's that's easy to do, but you have to follow the order of the different colors of the flowers. It's not really difficult. The strategy is to follow the order of the colors. And then there's the case of the little helpers. It's kind of a little small white ghost, maybe a ghost fly or a helper. And if you get these special bonuses, if you can take this one, you can take an extra helper. This extra helper means that you can take an extra card from the game. So you can take as many cards as you have helpers. In the case of 1 helper, you can choose 1 card with 1 color. If you want to choose another joker, because normally you're only allowed to take 1 joker, but in the case you've got 2 helpers, you can take another exchange those two helpers for another joker card. That's not a problem. I'm going to put these tokens onto the game, and then I'm going to start putting flowers. So I'm looking for the right here, the pink, the green, the orange, and the green. But I'm only allowed to put three things on, three flowers at once. So I'm going to take pink, green, and orange. These three cards are important because the collection of cards is going to be put at the bottom of your own card, and they are going to be able to count for the second phase, because you are going to use your own cards to collect these flowers that are put onto the game again, to make sure you can fill your own scoring cards. That's very important in the game at the in the second phase. Then I'm collecting these cards in the order I already collected them, so put them in the right order. That's the basic strategy. Then in this I'm ending my in the third row, so I'm able to take this little helper. I'm turning it over, but I'm taking this helper already in my own collection. I'm putting this the other side at the other end of the board, but this is for the second phase. This is a little blue flower, of course, not yet for this phase. Now I'm allowed to take two extra flowers. Two flowers. I'm taking two different colors. And I'm also going to look for to use this little helper to take one extra flower. I'm going to have a look at the different flowers. I'm taking yet another color. So this is the strategy, the basics. These are the basics of the first phase, and every person takes a turn and making sure he is getting a lot of flower cards, putting these flower cards in his collection, making sure he has at least 4 cards of every color. There are 4 colors: green, orange, blue, and pink. And of course the joker card has to be put underneath the right symbol, underneath the right color at once, because you cannot change it anymore to the other color. And then you have at least need to be sure you have at least 4 cards of each color to be able to count it as a double point. That's very important because you can score a lot of points in this game. It At first it seemed like a game where there's a little bit more balanced than I thought, but you have to play it a lot more, a lot of times more before you can see if it's really that balanced. The game is really about scoring points, making sure you have the right cards, and you only have to take cards from the the offer of 3 flower cards face up, only face up, not face down. You're not allowed to take one face down. And there's also a collection of bonus with starters. Stardust gets up to 15 points when you have 6 or more Stardust tokens. So that's also a possibility to score points. At the end of every turn, you can take one Joker card or two single color cards. And when everyone has finished the game, so that means that the the board, the garden is filled with flowers up to the white line, and that means that whenever this is filled up completely, then the first phase ends. You've got to score your points, and then you have to turn over your scorecard to see uh, what's going to happen with the next phase. In the next phase, the idea behind the next phase is to collect the cards, so you have to collect your own cards and you have to put them in your own deck. It's not really deck building, but you can call it a deck building game with your own cards, and then every time you have to take a number of cards from your in this case you have to take every time you have to take a number of cards, like 4 cards. I thought, how many cards is this in the second phase? You start with drawing 4 cards, and then you can take up to 3 flowers from the game. So then you have to start at the beginning with the arrow, and you have to make sure you can pick these colors with the right cards, and then you have to put these onto your scoring cards, like the orange, the green, and the pink. At the end of the game, you have to make sure every card has been you have been able to put all flowers onto the cards to make sure the points on the cards are valid. If you have one in short, then it's not valid, of course. The most of the first time you put the flowers onto the cards, you put them on a scorecard, and the rest of the time you can put it on your own card at the back of the first round. This is the second phase, and then you have to put the flowers in this part, and I'm having a look at it. The scoring of the green flowers is only 1 per flower, and if you have too much of the pink flowers, you can collect pink flowers too much, you get 3 points per pink flower. So that's an advantage in this case. Anyway, there's also the case that you have to count the Stardust tokens. So in any way, you have to count the Stardust tokens of the first phase and the second phase together to put extra points in your collection. You can also collect little helpers. They are only 1 point worth, so worth is that you are going to collect them to make sure you can take 1 extra flower. So normally maximum you can take 3 flowers maximum. With a little helper you can take 1 extra flower, but in this case you also need the card for the flower, so it's not possible to take them without the card. Then whenever you end in one row, you, for instance, you end your turn with the orange flower. You take the orange flower, you put them there, and you have in the same row the bonus token of a blue flower. So that's very interesting, because you can take the blue flower and also put a blue flower onto your scoring card. In the case that I already told, you should receive a bonus. So that is the bonus. The little helpers are not really meant for doing too much, but mean it can give an extra meaning to collecting different flowers. So as well as drawing extra things, of course. And at the end of the phase, you also have to draw extra cards. You can draw an extra card with a little helper also. In this case, it's for the next turn. And if you want to take an extra flower, you may play one additional card, and then you are allowed to take 4 flowers. But you have to make sure you have 4 cards in your game and not only 3. So that's a second time that you can use that little helper during the second phase. The second phase ends whenever all flowers are taken beneath the white line. So well, it can take a little while. Point scores, I'm not sure I'm going to explain this in the game. The point scores can be between 50 and 100 depending on the number of players. We've already been playing the game a little bit. There's also a little score helper with the number of points you can give to the people. But I can also suggest to make a tracker with little pounds in the different colors of the players to see how many points everyone has got. So I'm not sure these coins are making any difference. It can also be on a little tracker. I can make a little tracker with a 3D printer, of course. At the end of the game, everyone has to coin is valid scorecards. They have to be completely filled with the right colors and the right number of different flowers. So in this case, 3 flowers with 2 colors, and you have a valid card of 8 points. So this is almost like the bingo night, but not really the same. Bingo, kin. Then there's also a bonus for the different surviving colors you are not you did not completely put on the scoring cards. You have to collect them, the extra flowers on your own card. There are also word points from 1 to 3 points per flower. The little helper, like I already told, also have points, and the stardust, you've got to count them completely from phase 1 and phase 2, because they're still valid from the phase 1 up to the phase 2 too. So don't forget to do that. At the end of the turn of each phase, you have to take 2 cards from your own deck. It's almost like a deck building game, but not completely the same, because you are always using your cards. You are not completely shuffling them back. It are two different phases: building and not building. The opposite of building. Uh, Destruction. Well, not really destruction, but that's all for the points of Gloomies. Well, of course, it's not really difficult, but you have to a little bit of luck because other persons are allowed to take part in the game, and if you are going to make sure you are looking at some columns and rows and the other person is building further on that column or row, then you are maybe in luck or maybe not lucky that the other person is taking your row after the one, and you have to make sure you are taking the right bonuses. You have to stop in the right row to make sure your bonus is still uh, the one that you are willing to take. In this case, an extra scoring card, an extra helper, two helpers, and a Stardust token. And that's all there is to it. I'm not going to make a complete playthrough because the basics are much more important in this case, and the rest of the game depends on the playthrough of the different players. It's a game for up to 4 players. Well, it's a little game, not too exciting, but it goes balanced and not balanced. It takes its turns. You can take your chances on different kinds of things, and you're having fun taking flowers and making a colorful map and collecting your own flowers onto your own cards. It's really fun. That's all there is to it. Thanks for watching this video.